Welcome everybody to the 5th installment of the Rise and Shine video series, where we bring you the latest updates from the Rise Costa Rica community. We are now over 60% sold here, and the pace of sales is actually increasing, which is really exciting for me and for our family as we welcome the residents here at Rise. Most recently, 3 new families signed their construction contract agreements to begin the construction of their homes. And I've mentioned previously that many others are in the design and permitting process. We have over 30 kids just in the buyers that we have here alone coming to join as part of this community. And Rise doesn't just appeal to those with families. We also have some older generation buyers, which is great because there's nothing that was better than a multi-generational community where the kids, their parents, and their parents' parents are here co-locating. As some of you know, I've talked about my own father is coming to live here permanently. I will be going in Thanksgiving to pick him up in the United States and bring him back here to live permanently. And within a year, my brother and his family is arriving as well. They are one of the ones that are nearing construction of their home. With so much activity, I sometimes get questions of how can all these houses get built at the same time? While it's exciting that we have all of these families and residents in their design and construction process, we're not worried that we won't be able to build their homes because we have access to multiple contractors who can support them in that construction. And that design and construction services program is working wonderfully. Gerardo's house there at lot 32, he chose one of our designs, made some small modifications to it, and had his house built in roughly 7.5 months. So whether you choose one of our designs or a completely custom design on your own, we can support you all along the way. Now let's check on one of the most exciting areas for the community center, where we have got the clubhouse being built and the pool, and we're really excited to bring that to a completion so that we can all gather there as a community. So here I am, actually in the pool, and it's enormous, and I can't wait for its completion. I've actually set an internal goal of having my daughter's 10th birthday here, February 12th, with this pool and the clubhouse. As you can see, I'm in the deeper area here where you can swim some laps. Up in this area is what's called the Baja Shelf. That's where, there's about 6 inches of water where you can lay a lounger in there. On the far side over there is the kiddie pool area, and then the center is where there'll be stairs down, a flat area, and then another set of stairs. This pool is coming along really nicely, and I know it's hard to see from this camera view, but this has an absolutely incredible view. And so when you're in this water on the infinity edge, overlooking the Valley of Pérez-Zeledón, we're going to be one happy community. This whole area here is the rancho or clubhouse area, and it's directly connected to that pool. And so this is where we'll have those birthday events, celebrations that we have within the community. And as you can see, it's progressing along really nicely. It too has a high rooftop so that you can look out over this beautiful mountain valley. And we're in the process now, we're making choices around finishes and tiles and faucets and all of the little details that go into the finishing of this clubhouse area. Behind it is the bathroom area, and then above that is the entrance directly into this community space. What you can't see from over here, maybe we'll go over and take a look, is there's actually a terrace on the side of the pool that looks out over the community as well. And underneath that is where we were able to put in a little wellness station. So we're gonna have a sauna and maybe some other elements in there for adults' use while their kids are at the playground right below. As part of this clubhouse area, we'll also have a kitchen right along that wall so that it makes reheating food or even making food yourself for those parties super easy. Here we are back at the Rise School. I'm so looking forward to taking you through all the progress that we've made in the last few months. It's really exciting for me just to see things coming out of the ground, literally growing, and then getting roofs on them. We're going to take you through here all the different modules, what we've completed to date, and what we have planned for the future. So come along, let's go take a look. In Waldorf philosophy, there's an emphasis on structures for the very young children that don't have right angles, that have lots of curves with them. And so you'll notice that the pre-K and the kinder modules are actually very different from the grade 1 through 4 modules. They're made out of masonry, but they're also curved structures. That makes it really challenging when you're doing masonry on a curve. And when you're doing masonry on a curve, also with these openings here to let light pass through, it makes it like triple challenging. But I'm so pleased with how this has come out and excited for the experience that the children are going to have inside. So come on in and I'll show you what's going on inside. Here we are within the module. Obviously this column will not be there in the finished product. We just have the temporary roof on here right now. But inside here, we're going to be starting very shortly with the teak flooring. You can see some of the formwork is going in for the concrete countertop that's going to go in here, both at the adult level and then also at a lower level for the children. And so our workers have been tirelessly sanding, smoothing, painting, grouting all the different joints here for this masonry classroom. And it just feels amazing being in here. In a few short weeks, we'll start putting the finishing touches on these modules so that our children can move in January. And that's all really exciting to me because this classroom is really special. And it's where the youngest students in our school start their journey with us. Here we are inside one of the classroom modules. And as you can see, it's all done in teak floors and walls and these teak beams. And it just feels amazing to be in here. It actually came out like more spacious than I even thought, especially with it being open to nature. And so the idea that our children can be here learning, but also have this connection to the outdoors feels really, really wonderful to me. In this classroom, we're making final decisions about cubbies and cabinets and things like that. So we actually have little plywood mock-ups around here just to test out heights. I actually bring Kira down here to be the test subject for different elements that we're putting in the classroom, recognizing that she's a 4th grader now, but in some of these modules, we'll have 1st graders, 2nd graders, 3rd graders. And so adjusting the details to match the students that will be in here. So now we're gonna go check out Kira's favorite module, and that is one of the ones that looks out over the forest and the river and really makes you feel as if you're going to class in a tree house. So let's go take a look at that.
So this is my classroom, and the 5th graders is over there, and both the 4th and 5th are going to be in the trees. And we're going to plant more trees.
When I pick up Kira, we come here probably every other day so she can see the progress with her classroom. Over on this side, we have the 4 grades modules, the pre-K, the kinder module as well. And then in this area will actually be open space and grass, and then up to where the amphitheater, main administration building, teacher's lounge, cafeteria, and kitchen will be. As soon as we complete these modules, classroom modules, we will get started on that. So for me, it was actually really a big day when we got the roofing material and started roofing these structures, because then I know we're just steps away from being able to move the children back down here. As you can see, we have a ton of wood and teak that we're using here. So I just wanted to take you up very briefly to like a temporary wood shop where we've been creating these laminated beams and the flooring and cladding and all these different wood elements that we've been using here. In addition to having our own full-time off-site wood shop where we make furniture and cabinetry and things for our structures, we also set this up right here at the school because we had so much woodwork that needed to be done. This is where we were making those laminated beams. It's where we cut and prep a lot of the wood for the flooring and paneling and everything that goes on in those classroom modules. All the wood you see here originally was a truckload of logs coming from a teak plantation that we had milled, dried for use in our school here. This is an interesting little area. This is where we actually did little samples or mock-ups of the grass. We have a lot of open space for playgrounds and performances and just for gatherings at the school. And so I was curious about which grass we would like best as we're sitting on it. How does that feel as we're playing and running around on it? So we actually have 4 different samples here that we placed down. For me right now, the leading samples are this one over here and this one over here. By planning ahead like this, we can make absolutely sure that the grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. So that's the progress on the school. We're going to move to other elements of the project now and update you on those. But it just occurred to me that the next time that we do one of these videos, it will be from a classroom that is not only finished, but our children are already attending inside. Here we are at the Rise Airstrip, and I just wanted to give a few updates on how things are progressing here. We've now sold 2 more airplane hangar lots to community members, and so that brings a total of 3 people that are going to be keeping their airplanes here. One of those members is also going to be contributing some technology equipment that will help increase the safety and landing ability here at our airstrip. I don't know how many communities have their own airstrip, but I think it's pretty fun that we have ours, and that will facilitate families being able to fly and travel together around Costa Rica, which is just a great way to get from here to there in a really short time. I know this isn't necessarily the primary part of the community, but it's just one of those nice benefits that makes living in Costa Rica, and particularly in this valley, really lovely. So here we are up at the Mirador, or lookout point, and I really like to come up here as often as I can. One, because it's beautiful, but also because you have this amazing view that looks out over the entire residential community. And it's here that I can imagine what will be in the future, and also track what we've achieved and accomplished so far. What you can see and what you can't see, like underground electric that keeps all the views looking really great for everybody. All the infrastructure is in, the homes are coming out of the ground, so is the school and the common areas. You can imagine what it's going to look like in just a year with 18 other families and residents in different stages of design and permitting. You can imagine that we'll be a much different community in just a few short months. And so coming up here for me is a reminder of that. You can look out over the entire area. You know which families have bought which lots, what it's going to look like with their children running around in their lots, connecting with others in the community down the roads. So it's a special place for me. This is the kind of living and lifestyle that is of interest to you. I encourage you to reach out to our sales director, Alejandra, or visit us at risecostarica.com and schedule a call. See you there.